you're going to learn how to grow on Twitter Live. We're going to make posts. We're going to run ads. We're going to engage. We're going to do analysis. And you're going to be armed to do this for you, for your personal brand, for your company. First thing I like to go to on Twitter is notifications. And because I'm verified, I get this third tab that you guys may or may not get. If you're verified, you're going to get this extra tab here. If not, then you're just going to see these regular notifications. The reason why, see, I'll just show you on profile. On the profile, if you have a blue check mark, people who have blue checks often want to filter for those people who have blue checks as well, which used to be a big deal. I don't think it's as big of a deal to have a blue check anymore. And the people who ask for blue checks are usually people who they really don't deserve to have blue checks, or they want it for the wrong reason. All right, you can see that I've got a bunch of these tweets that are happening, and some of them I'm even retweeting my own tweet. Some of them are just little things that are just nothings, right? You can see this, all you can eat toppings at Blaze Pizza. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, look, we got our power back. Hang on a minute. Let me come back and switch so you can see me. Let me check the audio too. Hang on. All right, talking. Okay, good. All right, back with real sound and real audio. And there's no limit to the amount of tweets that you can make. Mostly it's going to be short little things that will get people to engage. And like this one from 6 hours ago, let's see how this is doing. Look at my analytics. 1,000 people saw it, 47 engagements. That's not 10%, but that's okay. And we like to shoot for 10% because if we're over 10%, it's going to start to really take off. And of the 47, 31 were detail expands, and the number of likes, shares, and comments is relatively low. So you can see 47 engagements, but in terms of what's visible, you only see 3 comments and 5 likes. So 8 out of the 47. Just like with Facebook, likes, comments, and shares are weighted differently, and action acted differently. So someone who clicks on my profile, that still carries weight. Maybe it's like a quarter point as opposed to someone who clicks share, basically retweet, which is worth a lot more. And by having lots of these tweets, you're going to get lots of shots on goal, lots of opportunity to see what is working or not. Because just like we know with Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, the things that are working well, we want to be able to amplify. Right? Amplify, get more out of the things that are working. The overall framework of the social amplification engine is something that's working. I want to.
Dennis, we lost audio there. Can't hear you.
There for a minute. Hang on. I'm switching back to this other one. All right, here we go. 3 power outages. We got so much power here. We blew this so much knowledge here that it couldn't even handle it here. The computer had to freeze out. So when you have something that's working well, we want to amplify it. So the idea of amplification, the social amplification engine is, how do I get more? Well, I can make another tweet like that. I can boost it. I can cross-post it. I can interview someone on the topic. I can build a course on it. I can make a video on it. There's many other ways to get more out of something that's working. So that's why we don't call it the social advertising engine, because advertising is only one way to amplify something, right? And most of these are not selling anything. Some of these are just little quotes. Hey, see if this will work if you're a dentist or a doctor. Should I do this or this? Both, always both, right? You can still be lazy and deliver just one thing per day. Just random little one-liners. Think of it as just you're a stand-up comedian and you're trying different things. And let's see, we can go a little further, and right, these are all kind of why kind of statements, just to spark people's attention, get them to think a little bit. You're financially free, you have a wife and kids, your practice is filled with clients, but you keep working because you love it. So this has 1 retweet, 6 likes. Let's see how this is doing. 893 and 38. So that's also about 5.5%, 6%, right? Not 10%. So it didn't really take off. And this is not bad, 6 hours ago. This is a little bit stronger, 10 and 2. So let's see what those numbers are. Remember, the like is not worth as much as a comment, and the comment's not worth as much as a share. So think of this as like, likes worth 1 point, comments worth 6 points, the shares worth 13. And thus you can see, look, 2,445. So a lot more reach, but not as much engagement. And it could be because This was during prime time in the United States. I have an international audience, but more people are going to see it because I have momentum off of the other posts that I have, right? So the more that I build up trust, the more engagement, the more I'm going to show up, even if I don't get high engagement. So if I want to sell, I have to have enough engagement off of my existing content that people are going to want to play here. Okay, let's see. See, so 895, 37. And if I go back further, look, I retweeted Matthew Janusek. I love retweeting clients. And if you guys want to drop a tweet into the chat that you want me to retweet or reformat or reuse or make a video out of, then let me know. So just put that in there. Yesterday, I did a training with Mark Lack's private mastermind. So these are the people that have paid several $1,000s to be in his coaching program. I think I've taught there 6 or 7 times, and we made a bunch of little videos. This is the first video she ever made on social. She pulled out her phone, all this, right? And people are saying congratulations. And here she's talking about her business.
To meet you and see what I can do to help.
She's a doctor that specializes in autoimmune. And see, there's a few people that like it, but sometimes you'll find a post. By the way, don't worry about the frequency. Sometimes you'll find a post that just goes a lot further, which you can then make a pinned post, for example. And I've got so many tweets here. And any of these I can recycle, by the way. I can edit the tweet and then boost it again so many different ways. This was last night, I guess. Okay, 29 votes. You can use Twitter as a way to collect market research. Looks like about the same, 937. I wouldn't necessarily take the feedback from people on Twitter as gospel, such as, should I increase the price of office hours from 100 to 1,000? Well, 70% said yes and heck yes. Do you think we should? All right, so let's see. Lots of little tweets. People are engaging. Oh, here's a good one. Don't have employees have teammates, because you don't want to chase people around, right? You want people who are on top of their own stuff. And a little bit more, see, 28, 90, and 72, 3%, not at 10% yet. I'm looking for 10%. And oh, is that a retweet? Let's see. So you can see there's just a mix of these, all kinds. Some of them are images, some of them are pictures, some are videos, some are just little one-liners. Most of them are little one-liners. I thought this was going to do well, but it absolutely failed. I said, let's help our Nigerian friends make income.
American marketers and entrepreneurs that are successful, and learn from people like Matthew and Alicia and all of us that want to.
This was 2 days ago when I was in Newport Beach with our client, Matthew Janusek. And while we were reviewing some stuff on Twitter, I said, here, watch how we make videos on Twitter and we can boost them, right? And then we boosted it to people in Nigeria, which is great. I don't know if those boosts are live yet. They're probably not, because the engagement hasn't gone up. Okay, so let's go back even further. Now we're only back 4 or 5 days. Oh, look, here's one. Hey, Alex became a LinkedIn expert in 4 hours. He did 300,000 in sales, documented how. He's got a course, right? Which is how you should do it. You tell a story. That's how you sell a course. And we have a lot more people that are liking, commenting, and sharing. Way more, right? Let's take a look at this. Wow, 50,000, 1,000 people engaging. What is the yellow bar? It's boosting. So we're promoting a tweet. And you can see here that even though organically we had 2614 and 81, which is not even, well, it's 3%. The promoted side was way bigger. So we got to basically 50,000, and most of it is paid, and most of the organic is paid. If I go further, I'll see how many people are looking further in terms of links. They're clicking on my profile, they're liking, right? Maybe get a few followers, maybe not. But the bulk of this is coming off of something that I know is already working decently organically. And I know it's working organically because it's driving sales. So when we launched the ad campaign, in the first 4 hours, I think we spent $60 and we drove $900 in sales, which is not bad. When a course is $150, you only need 6 sales. So if the people that are engaging or watching, some of these bought this program for $150. And it's not necessarily the people that are liking, commenting, and sharing. We see people that will notice this and they've seen enough of our content that then they eventually just buy, right? Just because people are not engaging doesn't mean they're not buying. You can drive sales and leads and connections from people who have noticed your content, but don't actually publicly engage. And in things like medical and health, you're increasingly going to see things like that. All right, let's go look at Twitter ads. I'm going to show you how some of these ads are performing. The last week, say last 7 days, you spent $557, and we've generated 143,000 impressions, which is about a $3 CPM, $3 per 1,000 impressions. So how many thousands? We have 143 of these thousands. So 143 times 3, basically almost times 4 is this, right? Now I'm going to check my zoom here and see. You guys can hear me okay. Let's see if you can see me. Oh, you can see me again too now. All right. So we have these different campaigns. Campaigns are organized by the objective. So we want to recruit people from Nigeria to come to our events. We're going to hold an event in Abuja with our friend Bruno and other folks, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to show that Nigerians who are making maybe only a few dollars can now start to make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Do you know how much money is life-changing money? I'll give you as an example. In the United States, how much money? Let me know in the chat. How much money is life-changing money for you guys? $100,000, $1 million? What's life-changing money for you? Put the number to the chat. How much money would make a big difference in your life? $5 million. Wow. I think most people, 500,000, a million. Okay. Well, that's pretty awesome. Do you know in Nigeria, how much money is life-changing money? $200,000, Dr. V. Yeah. $1 million. Yeah. Life-changing money in Nigeria, $200. So if we can show these Nigerians how to become digital marketers and how to execute our packages and programs for our clients, and they can make $200 in a month, or they can make $1,000 in a month, how awesome would that be? And then we tell a story around that. We film that behind the scenes. So then, we have a series of tweets here on Nigerian recruitment. And when this thing gets activated, you're going to see the numbers start to pop up, right? In Egypt, $1,000 is good. Yeah, you see other countries, there is a huge labor arbitrage opportunity. It's not that they're third world. It's that these folks are willing to work for a lot less. So why not? Why not pay them way beyond their wildest dreams, which is a lot less than, Tom, who needs $1 million to even feel it, right? Not to say car dealerships are rich, but, life-changing money is different depending on who you are. Now let's go to the creatives that we have, and you'll see that there are 140 tweets that we've boosted. And some of these, well, let's see. I think this is sorted by recently. So yesterday, right? I congratulated Dr. Deanna. I recorded her as she was making her video in the Zoom, which I thought's hilarious, and then boosted the fact that I recorded it right then. It's super easy to do, no excuse. It took me literally 30 seconds to record this video, another 30 seconds to make a tweet, and another 1 minute to make the ad campaign against it. And now it's gotten 14 impressions. Not very far, but something, right? And now I'm going to sort by impressions across the last week. And here's the one that I just showed you. Alex is a LinkedIn expert, where I'm promoting him. Do you know that me promoting him carries way more weight than me promoting me? Why do you think that is? And instead of you promoting you, someone else promoting you carries more weight. Isn't that interesting? So if you know that's the case, then how do you get someone else to promote you? So if I work with Bruno and he's doing some awesome things as an affiliate in Nigeria, and I interview him and say some good things about him, then he's going to want to use that as his ads, because your best ads are what your people say about you, not what you say about yourself. Just way more credibility. Now you can see here that we spent 147, 40,000 impressions. So the CPM it's about what we'd expect. It's, $3-ish, 66 cents a link click. Is that good or not? Well, if the course is $150 and we know 1% of people who go to the landing page buy, then the EPC, which is the earnings per click, is $1.50, right? 1% of $150 is $1.50. So we're paying 66 cents and making $1.50. It's about 2 for 1, about 2.5 per one. And on top of these link clicks, we have other kinds of engagement. So I can come here and I can sort, instead of by the dentist metrics, I can sort by the summary or reach and frequency or tweet engagements. I'll just go to summary. This is just like Facebook, by the way. You have these different views, and I can see that I got to move some stuff around. Actually, I'm going to come here to engagement, because the summary is going to go against the objective that you chose. Did I choose link clicks on that one? It's better generally to choose engagement, and I'll explain why in a minute. Yeah, so it's 769 people engage, $147. That is about 5 to 20 cents. Yeah, okay, so 19 cents per engagement. So when someone engages publicly, that then could show to all of their friends that they engaged, that they liked, commented, and shared. And you'll see that it's very positive what people have to say. 2% engagement rate's not bad. Now look at this. Here's a video I made a few days ago. There's something I love even more than chicken and waffles, which I love chicken and waffles. And this got a 14% engagement rate. Lots of tweet engagements, spent $200, tons of impressions. Let's take a look at this particular video, and let's think about why this one seems to be doing so well. So let's go, let me rewind this one.
account and finally turning.
Here we go.
You know what's better than chicken and waffles?
Growing your Twitter account and finally turning Twitter from just some fun thing into an actual business. Best way to do that and get 10,000 followers.
I'm gonna look.
Twitter 10K. You can grab that at twittersU.com. twitteryu.com.
Awesome. Yeah, and I say it too.
twitteryu.com.
We even made a vanity domain. Isn't that awesome? So we'll get some people who just type it in, who don't click on any sort. Actually, it's not even based on a link click. Let's look at the activity here. So we can see most of it is in yellow, so it's paid. And we had 15,000 media views on 38. That is almost half. That's really good. Average is about 15%, 20%. So if this was an average video, then of the 38,000, maybe I would get 5,000, 6,000, but I got 15,000. Yeah, Thomas is hungry. So I got people's attention. I had a hook, right? I opened a loop, right? Remember we were talking about opening, closing loops. So I said, there's something I love even more than chicken and waffles. Well, what is it? It's growing on Twitter and it's making money. And the more money I make, the more chicken and waffles I can eat, which is great, right? And then buy chicken and waffles for friends of mine, which is what we did. And we were using the earnings that we were making off of this course to buy chicken and waffles for our other friends like Alex. And you can see that there's all these other things start to kind of trickle off. You get a few followers, you get a few of all these other pieces. But the key is that we're driving course sales that come from engagement. If I chose link clicks as the objective instead of engagement, then I might get a lower cost per click. So instead of 66 cents, maybe, 50 cents. But the extra engagement that I'm getting off of this, I believe is worth the extra increase in the cost per click. In other words, I'm getting way more engagement and from the engagement, it drives a higher quality link click, right? Because if I choose link clicks, Twitter is going to target people who typically will click on things, but might not engage and might not buy. So I believe that people who engage a lot, especially when you're selling things like courses that are based on your brand and based on your trust, or if you're selling consulting or programs, or it could be, Chevy dealerships. Well, which Chevy? I can buy the same Chevy somewhere else, but I care about service, and service goes back to reputation and trust and who I'm working with. And if my family's always, work with Tom and his family, then I'm going to do that. So every once in a while, I'll have one of these that I want to boost. And you'll see we keep going here. People say, I like Waffle House better. Yeah, Waffle House is good too. I like Popeyes better than that. And my favorite place was in the O'Hare, not the O'Hare, it was the Midway Airport. And it closed down. It's called the Illinois Bar and Grill. Anyway, there's these conversations, right? Are you going to eat all that? Yeah, I ate all of it. And some of Alex's, which, yeah, well, there. Anyway, that was that thread. And with Twitter, there's just no limit to what you can do. Look at this. I'm interviewing Dennis Yu today on a single tweet. Never done a whole interview on one tweet before. That's important. Oh yeah, this is the tweet that we talked about. Just lots of little bits. Here's another one, another ad, Twitter 10K/you. Hey, do you want to grow on Twitter? Here it is. And initially we had twitter10k.com/you. And then we said, just make it twitteru.com. Just make it easy. And let's look at the stats on this. Similar, 3,676 media views. Our cost per view I think was like a penny and a half, something like that. But we didn't get half of the people here. So we had 3,300. I really would like to get, not that I have to get half, but if I get half, I've got a winner for sure. I still have a lot of engagement. I still have a 10% engagement. Off of 3,363, I need 300. I'm almost at 300, so that's not bad, right? You guys like how I'm breaking down the math here? Yeah, because pretty soon I'm going to make you make a tweet. Not going to get away with just watching me doing this, okay? Just be ready. It's coming. And here's another one. Hey, would you like to make money here? Here's, oh, by the way, mute unless you got something to say.
I was just about to ask you, what's your ratio? You seem to be posting a lot of casual tweets, call them casual tweets, and then maybe every 10th or 12th tweet, there's not like an sale, but like an ask.
There's no formula, but generally you want to have at least 3 to 1. Sometimes it's 10 to 1. Sometimes I have nothing to sell for months. I haven't sold anything on Twitter for a long time. And then Alex got me all excited and he said, hey, I just made $14,000 a few days ago. Do you want to join me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Because I know you're killing it on Twitter. So why not? Let's make some tweets together and go to Universal Studios and get the whole thing paid for. Right? Which is what we did. And full disclosure, he was the one that did a lot of these tweets. These are his tweets, actually. I gave him my login and he went ahead and just started tweeting. Almost all these are tweets from him. And then here we are in the airport. We're freaking in the airport about the board, and he makes this video.
Your first $1,000. Well, have you also thought about speaking on stages? Dennis is here, I'm here. If you want both of those courses, you can grab them at the link above. You ever want?
Is there a link above? No, there's not. Well, doesn't matter. People still bought the course. We sold $1,000 in courses before we even took off, before we even started going to LA or Burbank, which is the better airport in LA. Let's take a look at the stats here. So we have a lot of likes, comments, and shares. So that does give us social proof. But of course, we have to drive sales, because if we're not driving sales, we can't reinvest in what we're doing here. 17,000, we had 5,000. So that's 30%. So that's not bad. That's pretty good. I'd like to do better than that. Let's go back to the ads manager and go back to the, where is it? Where's my, here it is, Dennis view. My Dennis view here. And actually, no, yeah, okay, see, 14% engagement here, really high, because we're going for views. Well, going for engagement, which means, in this case, views. And that's not bad. I mean, look at it. 34,000 people saw it. 5,000 people engaged. Is that because my content's good? It's not. I mean, the content has to be good, but here's what people don't understand about Twitter's algorithm and the AI. Because I told it to seek engagement, it's going to, it takes the people who initially engaged on this tweet and says, who else is like these people that have engaged on this tweet? So if your Twitter doesn't get engagement, there's no signal for the algorithm to be able to figure out who to show it to next. It's kind of a chicken and the egg. You ever thought about that? And this one wasn't as good, 7.6% engagement. So the whole point of $1 a day, 1 minute videos are that I'm just going to keep testing to see what drives the best engagement, because maybe I think my post is really good and actually it's not. And we just let the data tell us the truth. Forget about what I think. Let's let the data tell us the truth. And this one here on being a LinkedIn expert, I thought this was going to be better than this one on Twitter and driving course sales on Twitter. It turns out this was better, right? We spent the same amount of money, $12, got a higher engagement rate, got more reach here, 5,500 instead of 4,500, but got more engagement here. Cost per engagement was the same at 8 cents, 6 cents, 58 cents, right? So whatever objective we're choosing is what Twitter's going to optimize to, just like you have on Facebook, except they don't have conversion. Now I want to show you a little bit more about video. So let's go here to the, we're not doing pre-roll video. We're not doing these other things. We're only boosting tweets, okay? That's a whole longer discussion about why that's the case. This one is, let's see, I will sort by video views. Okay. You have to resort all the time. 2 cents, 1 cent, 3 cent, 0, 0 because we haven't even spent any money and already got 14 impressions. Divide by 0, whatever, infinity, right? Expired. For some reason, these ads didn't take off. Oh, maybe we bid too low. Maybe, who knows? Oh, because this is 2011. Look, this ad, have you seen a tweet from 10 years ago that got boosted? Evergreen, you can take stuff for $1 a day. I can turn these back on, actually, if I wanted to. All right. So it's just in my email a couple minutes ago. And we're talking about hiring up some community managers to collect positive feedback and turn it into courses and turn it into content, because our people, our community does the work for us. And I'll say that to our people, and I'm literally reusing it. So look, this is literally what I said in an email. Let's go ahead and take that. And let's come over here and let's make a new tweet. Our community managers, making it shorter, are secret content writers, okay? I got to keep it short. So I'm going to do the little plus. I don't even have to do a period here. I could, incorrect grammar. So I'll just hit a plus here. And I probably want to capitalize the T. You know what? I'm going to put a period here because I just think you should. The pros understand that our community does the work for us. Okay, let's do another one. So I'm linking these tweets together. And the last part, they build our brand, provide social proof, and teach from examples and all this. Okay, good. So I got that. And there, I just made 3 tweets. Tweet, boom, there it is. I just made a tweet. Let's go look. There it is. Now people are going to start to engage on this tweet. And I can boost it. Okay. Who has something they want to promote, or who wants to make a little 15-second video? Let me know. Put it in the chat or speak out.
You know I would.
Retweets,
Definitely, Dennis. I would. Why not?
Okay, good.
I just popped in and I'm all in. I don't know what I'm volunteering for, but I want to do it.
That's smart. Dr. Kim always says yes.
Doctor.
Okay. So let's start with Patrice. I'm going to pin you. There you are. Everyone can see her. She's beautiful. She's got the wavy hair. What is the one where the hair's blowing back? It's not Gloria. You know the one I'm talking
Someone
about.
said, I think Kevin, he said the Beyonce.
Beyonce. All right. So what do you want to promote? What's your call to action? What's the deal here?
Well, where I'm at right now, I mean, again, you know, I'm a realtor, but my main thing has been, I've been working really hard on writing the book, my memoir, and releasing it about my son, the preemie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is like the closure I've been getting as I've been writing it. It's been challenging, but that's what I've been focusing on right now. So I don't even know how to promote it.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a question, and then you give a response. And we'll just go with it. If it isn't good, we'll just do another one. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Patrice, my realtor friend in San Diego, has an incredible story about her preemie. Patrice, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
Oh, that was your opportunity to make your one-liner about your story. Okay, let's try it again.
Oh, okay.
All right. Here we go. We're going to turn this into an ad. Okay.
Okay.
My friend, see, even I can't even say it right. Let's try it again. My friend Patrice is an incredible realtor in San Diego, but she has a special story.
Hey, how are you?
Stop. Okay, that was a 5-second delay. You got to come right in, okay? Because if we don't, if they see dead air for 5 seconds, they're just going to leave, right?
Got it.
Here we go. Now I'm zooming in on my phone. My friend Patrice is an incredible San Diego realtor, but she has another story.
Hey, I'm Patrice, and I appreciate you coming here. My thing is,
all right, stop. So that's a it took you 6 seconds to get to the point, right? So what's the point?
Should I be jumping into
just immediately? You've got to capture. Yeah, don't tell them who you are. Don't reintroduce yourself. The whole point of a why story is you start immediately with that one sentence. Don't spend 30 seconds trying to prepare them. They've already left by then. They're already 20 tweets past you at that point. It's too late, right?
Got it.
But capture their attention right off, right in the hook. Don't have 3 or 4 sentences in advance. You got it. Just immediately. Do not delay. Okay, you ready?
Got
All
it.
right. My friend Patrice is an incredible. I can't even. Let me try this again. See, even I goof it up. My friend Patrice is an incredible San Diego realtor, but she has something else.
My name is Patrice, and I lost a son years ago, 14 years ago, a preemie. And I moved here to San Diego to follow my dreams, to be the most amazing person to everybody else, to help them find their dream homes, and also make sure that they are the person that they are to themselves. Be real to yourselves, be real to who you are and what you represent.
Go follow Patrice in San Diego. Okay, good. So we made a video there. Now let's turn
closer, not quite, but I got it. I was a little nervous.
Okay, let's get right to it.
Yep.
So don't even say I'm Patrice. I already said you're Patrice. So you don't have to say you're Patrice again. We just said you're Patrice.
Yeah.
I lost a preemie and it broke my heart. I rebuilt my life and I'd love to help you rebuild yours. Yep. Come listen to my story, right? Come connect with me. I'm going to share what I've learned. Right? There's many different ways you can do it. Okay, so now I'm going to write this tweet using the video we just made, which was 38 seconds, which is a little long, but that's okay. And what's your Twitter, Patrice? Just put it in the chat.
I think it's Patrice Walker.
Okay.
And I'm followed by Barack Obama, just so you know.
Oh, that's good. There you are. And it's followed by Barack Obama. Sure. You should follow her. Okay. Okay. There we go. I just made a tweet. So we're going to let that load because it's a video. So it takes a few seconds to load. Who's next? Who is next in line?
I'm next.
Bruno. Okay. Bruno, I'm going to pin you.
Okay.
And Bruno, what's your message? What are we going to make a video on?
Well, why I started affiliate marketing, or why I started affiliate marketing.
Okay, so can you hit something punchy in 15 seconds or less?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. My friend Bruno is the top affiliate marketer in Nigeria. Why is that, Bruno?
Well, the reason is because I really love what I do. And besides that, I tell my friends that the speed of a man is determined by either what's chasing him or what he's chasing. And so the hunger and the drive to succeed is really, really, really what's pushing me to ensure that I stay number one. And also more than that is to help people succeed. And that's really what drove me to affiliate marketing.
Bruno's going to help everybody in Nigeria succeed as affiliate marketers. Okay, there. So we just made that video. Now I'm going to make that as a tweet right after this tweet we just made. So you can see there's absolutely zero reason why you can't make a tweet or why you can't do this or why you're too busy, right? So now I'm going to say my friend Bruno. Oh, you changed to Einstein of Marketing? Okay.
Yep.
It's the top affiliate marketer in Nigeria. And I'm just declaring it. And one of my friends was learning how to do Facebook ads and he became pretty decent. He was in Israel. And I just went ahead and called him just for fun. His name's Asriel Ratz. I called him, you know what? You're the king of Facebook ads. I just said that one time at a conference. And he took that. And now he said that the last 4 or 5 years, everywhere he goes, he says he's the king of Facebook ads. And then he plays the video. He plays the video of me and I, or him and I standing together where I tell everyone, this is the king of Facebook ads. And he's grown his ads business doing Facebook ads by just literally using my endorsement of that. So I'm going to say, learn from him or your competitors. Your competitors will first. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here it is. Here's their video. So there's absolutely no excuse. There it is. Here it is. Boom. Tweeted it. All right. All right. Now let's make ads and go back to sharing my screen. Actually, let's do one more. Let's do Dr. Kim. I'm going to pin Dr. Kim. All right, Dr. Kim. You ready? What do you want to talk about?
Uncover your greatness.
Uncover your greatness and be unapologetically you.
You. Exactly.
All right, here we go. Dr. Kim Grimes is teaching you how to be unapologetically you. How do we do that, Dr. Kim?
How do we do that? We first have to become aware of who we are. How do you do that? You begin by uncovering your greatness. There are 4 questions that you need to ask yourself and find the answer to it just within. And by doing that, you're going to uncover your greatness. What are the questions? What do I love about myself? What do I like about myself? What do I appreciate about myself? And what do I admire about myself? When you ask those 4 questions and answer them from deep within, you will begin to uncover your greatness. And when you uncover your greatness, you will be you unapologetically.
You tell me, girl. Amen. That is awesome. All right, good.
That was incredible, man.
That was good. See, it came through. Now, do you think those can come through in words as they come across in video? I don't think so. Okay. So be I'm making a tweet here. Be unapologetically you.
That was like absolutely amazing. And I just have to, now I'm like all pumped up. Yes.
Yeah, the energy was fantastic.
Yeah.
The emotional connection, all 3 of you guys, I think, those could not come across on text.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. And then I'm going to, you know what? This is longer than we're allowed to have. Well, let's see. No, I can fit it. I can still fit it. Okay. It's 50 seconds. Kim Grimes. What is your Twitter again?
It should be Kim R. Grimes.
Kim Grimes. That's right. There you are.
Yay.
Now, you might want to add the doctor part in there.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. There, I just tweeted. I just made 3 tweets with you guys. Now, how long did it take to make those tweets?
Not long at all.
No, not long. Okay.
Yes.
Now then I'm going to ask you, how long does it take to make these ads? Let's make some ads. Okay. So I come here to campaigns. I create a new campaign. I care about engagement. We can talk about these other objectives. I just care about engagement, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'll just call this one first San Diego real estate. Okay. And I'll just do one for each. I'm going to do $1 a day, and I'm going to put it for 10 days. Now I could put multiple tweets in here, but right now I'm just picking one and going next. I don't have to worry about the ad group titles or ad group budgets or things like that. I do want to manually bid though. I do not want to auto bid because they're going to come in and try to say $1.05 or anything like that. I want to bid 10 cents, maybe even 5 cents if I think it's going to be really good. And I'm paying for engagement. I don't care about the age range because a lot of people don't have their age on Twitter. So I could actually be reaching people that are my target, but they don't have their age, so they'll be excluded. So I choose all. Location, I'm going to choose San Diego here, the entire DMA. And don't worry about language or devices and whatnot. Audiences, I could use custom audiences like people who've been to my site or people who have engaged on me already on Twitter, which is called the tweet engagement audience. But instead, I want to target a follower lookalike. So this is coming from my account. So it could target my own followers, but also who else would I want to target? Whose audience would I like to be able to reach? Give me a
Wayne
name.
Dyer. Wayne Dyer?
Wayne Dyer. Yeah, okay. Good. This one? No, where's Wayne Dyer? Dr. Wayne Dyer. This one?
Tom Ferry as well.
Tom Ferry. Well, Tom Ferry's a big one. That's going to throw it off. That's okay. We can do Tom Ferry. There's Tom Ferry. Only 52. I'm bigger than he is. I'm 70. Okay. So now we got the audience. Okay. And now don't worry about the placements. Now here I'm going to select, instead of promoted tweets, I'm going to say organic.
Organic.
Now I got the tweets that I just made. There's Patrice. And I have this one here. And I'm going to go next on this. And there I'm done. I selected one tweet. I chose San Diego. I did $1 a day for a week, all ages. I did a follower lookalike against 3 followers, and I'm done. How long did that campaign take? Pretty easy. There it is. Now I'm going to make another one. Let's make another one. Let's do one for Mr. Bruno. And this time I'm going to target Nigeria. I should probably put it in that other one, but I'll just show you again. And other countries, it's of course way cheaper to do targeting. So I've been doing $1 a day for 7 days. Now, once this thing ends, it's going to run out of budget. So I'm going to have to come here and extend this budget. But I'd like to initially start by putting a number here. That way, it does, because if I don't do this, then it might just spend $1 a day forever, unless I put an end time. So I just like to put a cap there so it doesn't go out of control. I don't worry about the ad group stuff here. I do not auto bid. And I want to bid again. Now, this is Nigeria, so the traffic's cheaper. I might bid 3 cents. Just need to see what the average CPMs are. And let's see. I want Nigeria. And who are the top affiliate marketers that people might follow? I'm going to do a follower lookalike because I basically want to take their audience, come down here to follower lookalike. I actually have a lot of people that follow me. And I used to be big in affiliate, but not anymore. And
Would Tylo be that?
Ty Lopez in Nigeria. I don't know if he's so much.
No. Use this name, Tony Omoto Show.
Oh my goodness, you have to type that. Tony? Yeah, you're gonna.
Okay, let me type it.
Yeah, just type it inside our little Zoom thing here. Okay. Oh boy. Omotoso. All right. See, I can never spell that one. I represented California National Spelling Bee in 1988. Can you believe that? This guy here, wow, he's big. 198. Yep. Well, all right. There he is. Target Nigeria, follower lookalikes of me and him. I don't have many followers in Nigeria, but I have 20, however many it says. And I haven't selected my tweet yet. So let's come down here, organic tweets. I'm going to take that video and there it is. I just made that campaign. Launch the campaign. Let's make another campaign for Dr. Kim. Remember, we're going to engagement. I'm going faster and faster every time just to show you that it's actually really easy. Dr. Kim. And I'm put $1 a day on hers, but her stuff is so good. I'm going to go $50 on her because I'm going to skip the data and I just think it's going to work just because I think she's like that. All right. And I think that her engagement's going to do really well. So I'm going to put it down at 7 cents. I think she'll probably do better than that. And let's see, who do we want to target, Dr. Kim? A follower lookalike of who? Choose somebody. Who's your ideal audience? People who are fans of so-and-so. You're on mute. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I was actually trying to think myself. Give me 1 second. I'm grabbing a book.
Oh, so while you're thinking, you should already know that because it should be in your topic wheel. So we're just going to do follow.
Oh, right. No, you're right.
How about like Les Brown? She seems like Les Brown would be good.
I was thinking of Greg Steele.
Greg Steele?
Yes, Steier. Is he out there?
Let's do Dr. Michael Beckwith as well.
Well, let's see. She knows her audience better, right? So let's just start with that. That's pretty good. 43 plus mine. If you had one more, that would be ideal. Do you have one more?
I'm trying to, because mine's for the youth.
You know what? That's enough. That's enough to go for now.
Okay.
And we have our campaign, and there it is. There it is. So we literally just made 3 campaigns just like that. Okay? They're all launched. Isn't that really cool?
Yes.
It's that easy. That's what works on Twitter. Now let's go back and look at what's happening with these tweets that we just made. Now we've had 12 engagements, notifications in the last few minutes. And look, you guys are engaging. So are you guys making tweets? Oh, look at this. Alex says Nigeria is the future. It absolutely is. That's worth a retweet. Right? Quote tweet. Oh, look, that was impromptu. All right, good. So this one, we just made 36 views already, just like that in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome. And let's see what else we got. Actually, I'm in notifications. Let's go to my profile, and pinned tweet shows up first. Of course, there's Dr. Kim's. Wow. Dr. Kim's is starting to take off. How do I know? She's already over 10% on these media views. This will start to increase because the analytics are reported on a different time frame. Like different things coming in. I think the impressions come in faster than the engagements. So here, there's 19 views. Off of the 19, we have 2 + 1 + 4. It's pretty good. Yeah. So this will start to take off, and then this is going to be boosted. Okay. So Kim, you're going to get some followers off of this.
Okay.
Now notice these were literally just spaced a minute apart, right? These are just a minute apart. So Patrice got a little bit more juice because she was at the beginning, but she's at 25. She got 6 likes. Wow. 150, 24, 15. That's not bad. Not bad. You think you could do this? You guys think you could do this? Not very hard, is it?
No.
Look, we made, how many tweets did we make just now?
3.
Plus these ones that I just did.
Wow.
Yeah. And now we're getting all this engagement. Let's take a look at my analytics just to show you how this works. In the last 28 days, I've gotten almost 500,000 impressions.
Wow.
This is Twitter. This is not Facebook. This is not LinkedIn. I got stats on there too. And 26,000 people have visited my profile in the last 28 days.
Wow.
What if you had 26,000 people visiting your profile? What if you had 500,000 people looking at your stuff in the last month? What would that look like? And then you add ads on top of all that. How would that look? How awesome would that be?
Mega awesome.
Yeah. So if you can target exactly who you want to be able to target, you can reuse content like I just showed you here, right? Literally, I'm just taking things from email. I'm taking things from conversation. People will say interesting things and I'll think, wow, that should be a tweet. And I'll turn it into a tweet. And then it's such a good tweet, I'll turn it into a LinkedIn post. And then I'll turn it into a Facebook post. And then I'm cross-posting. And then I'm boosting there. I'm taking videos that I already have on my phone, like you guys learned with $1 a day and 1 minute video. And I'm turning those into tweets as well. I can have these tweets even repeat themselves over and over again. And you can see your impressive work with community management caught my attention. A webinar with HubSpot. Sure, why not? Let's do it. Right. So when you get this kind of exposure, these people are going to come at you and say, Pedro, love to do a webinar with you. Yeah, there it is. Right. See, this is what happens. Now, this guy may or may not have engaged on my tweet, but he definitely saw it. Right. These people are definitely seeing what's happening here, especially as you're boosting. And I can take these things that have worked before and just continue to add dollars against it. Imagine if you had your content library, your Excel or Google Sheets list of your top tweets, of your top Facebook posts, of your top whatever it is. And anytime you wanted, you could boost those items. And then let's say you launch a course or a book or a program, you could take any content you have that's on that topic, even if that content was written years before you ever had that book or asset or program or website, and then use that old content, edit it, and drive people to that new asset, right? Can you imagine the power of reusing what you have? So if you have that right, if you understand what that means, the idea of a greatest hit from long ago, or as opposed to the publisher model, which is every day I constantly have to news. Every day on the front page of the, whatever, the newspaper, the TV, there has to be some kind of news, right? When I turn on the TV, we don't believe in the publisher model. We believe in the greatest hits model. If you guys understand what I'm talking about, then you know that you should be spending 80 to 90% of your time working on your greatest hits, getting more out of your greatest hits, as opposed to coming up with new things. If you're spending most of your time coming up with new things, that means you're ignoring your greatest hits. You have your priorities backwards. You follow me on that? That's what I want you guys to understand. You don't have to hit a home run every single day. I saw Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses sing Sweet Child of Mine, Welcome to the Jungle, all that kind of stuff. That was from Appetite for Destruction in 1987. He's still making millions of dollars per year off of his album from 40 years ago, right? And you should be able to make money off of anything that you've said. All you got to do is hit that home run once. It could have been years ago. And then you can just continue to make money off of it. Continue to drive audience, continue to replay those greatest hits. Why? Because when you're here in ads on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you are continuing to put more money on the things that are working. And as I find these things that are working, I'm going to put more money against them. I'm not going to let it stop at $1 a day. I'm now going to go for $1 for 30 days. I'm now going to spend $5 a day and maybe extend for a year. I've got boosts that were from years ago that we're still putting money against. I could stop making content completely and the system will still generate sales for us. But I also like being live with you guys. And I find that that's just really cool to spend time with you guys live. But there's nothing that I've said that hasn't already been said many other times. And just like your message and your content, there's nothing you're saying that hasn't already been said. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't say it because it's your story. Because Kristen's story of heartbreak and issues that she's had to deal with and dealing with her girls and being a single mom, she's not the only single mom out there, but her story is unique to her. And so she should tell it. And that resonates uniquely. It resonates deeply. It just needs to be heard. And that's why most people, they fail at personal branding. It's not because their message sucks. It's because they're just not even seen. If you're not even seen, people can't engage. If they're not engaging with you, like you see here on Twitter, it doesn't feed the algorithm to then tell the algorithm what's the next audience, who are the other people that are like these people that are engaging, who are like these people who are buying, to then get more of the same, right? Because the machine, the algorithm can only give you more of what you put in. And if you put nothing into the box, what you're going to get back, right? You got to get something in the box. So that's why you get it going with $1 a day. You get it going with 1-minute videos. You get it going with your content library and your personal brand and these other components. All right. I'm almost out of battery. So what do you guys think about today on Twitter? Twitter inception, to grow your Twitter, to engage on Twitter, to boost on Twitter, to run ads on Twitter, to be able to get the feedback from what other people are saying. So if we go to my Twitter right now, you're going to see there's a bunch of people that are engaging on my Twitter posts. And they could be engaging from posts that were 5 years ago, but it's still fresh to them because we use the ads to override the system. So the algorithm does the work for us. And as they say positive things about being in office hours, they say positive things about our people and how awesome it is to work with Kristen and Tucker, for example. That's more content that feeds into the engine, which is that tweet that I just made for you guys, right? The secret is our community does the work for us, but we got to get out there first. We set the example first. Our community reciprocates. We collect what they say, turn it back. So if we're a doctor, if we're a real estate agent, if we're, whatever it is that we have, we're putting it out there. So our community gives us that flywheel, that avalanche of continuity. Now our VAs are processing, they're editing, they're boosting, they're adjusting, they're taking, we're training up other people based on what we've documented. Now we're working on our business and we're the brand instead of working in our business as an employee, with the work, the hammer, the nail. Like instead of being the employee, we built the whole system, this content engine that does this for us. Amen.
Question. So I'm owner of a car dealership and I have a business Twitter page and I have a personal Twitter page. Should I be engaging on both of those? Should I be creating some content and start getting it out there for the business and then do it for myself and branding myself as trying to be an influencer? Yeah. What's the best way to go for someone like me in a retail business?
Yep. So for you in retail, as a car dealership or any kind of retail, I'm going to answer that question in 1 minute. I'm going to plug this laptop in and I'll be right back because it's about to die.
Tom, I have to say, I love hearing your stories. I love everything that you talk about when it comes to the dealership and everything.
Appreciate that, Patrice. Trying to make it work, how to make it work or how to tell the story or what's the best way to do it. And I don't use Twitter hardly at all other than just some daily post, but I'd like to get into using it more after seeing what Dennis has been doing in the last week or two.
Okay. We have power. We have power. By the power of Grayskull.
You had to turn off one of your lights, though, is all.
Okay. Well, it's weird because I came into this thing with a full battery. Okay, so you are not your business. That's something that most people are struggling with because initially it is your brand, it is your reputation. When you're a solopreneur at first, it doesn't really matter what name you give it, like I was telling Kristen. But as you start to have systems and processes and people, then people realize that it's not just Tom Hawkins, it's not just his family, but it's everyone. It's eventually, Richard Branson is no longer going to be part of Virgin because he's not going to be around. Eventually, Ray Kroc, who started McDonald's, is not alive, but he has to continue that legacy. And when you empower the community, at some point you can step aside. A lot of people will start, especially if they're consultants or they're small businesses, they could be real estate agents. They start with their name being their business name, their own personal name, which is okay. But it's just harder to separate that out because if you can never leave your business because your business name, your personal name is your business name, then it becomes more difficult for you to be able to make passive income and be able to scale. Now, people like Tony Robbins, as an exception, has built such a base that he's scaled up other coaches, and then he can say, it's Robbins International, but when you join the program, you don't expect to be coached directly by him. And I'm not saying it's just for coaching. This is for anyone who has any kind of business, where initially every big business was once a small business and had to grow because of customer feedback and delivering great service that eventually caused them to be able to expand right off of the earnings that they have. So for you, Tom, you should still be the figurehead under Tom Hawkins personally, but you're going to hand it to other people in your family, right, to take it over, because you're going to leave like your brother or maybe a son, and you're going to exit this business ideally, in 12 months, 24 months, something like that. So you don't want to be tied to the operations or marketing, but you could still help other people, because you as a figurehead, as a lighthouse that is a car dealership owner, and you've owned in your family, right, from your dad as a dealer, that's something that other people will resonate with. And you have authority and credibility because you can give other small town car dealers advice, because you are a successful small town car dealer. So that's that whole apprenticeship, moving it forward, paying it forward ideal. And when we think about our personal brand, it has to encapsulate that larger mission, the context of the authority of our experience of what we've done and demonstrated, so we can pass it on to other people. And you'll see the things that work best for me, or the other people that have strong personal brands. You name anybody that's larger than life. Could be, people will say Elon Musk or whoever. It's because they have a mission that's bigger than them, that draws in other people, this huge goal. So it's not about Elon Musk's mansion. You never hear about his mansion, do you? You don't know what kind of lifestyle he has. I mean, you know something about like jets and transportation, things like, but it's not about Lamborghinis for him, right? It's about that larger mission. And the more you can tie to that and tell stories that do that, then you are the beacon that all the other pieces in your business, all the other people in your business, the processes in your business align with. So when we think about Hawkins Best Price Chevrolet, you have Hawkins in there, your last name, but you have Best Price Chevrolet. So there's kind of the promise of you're going to get the best price. You're going to get great service. You have someone who's there. You have people that are repeat buyers because it's a small town. So you have to obviously have a good reputation in a small town. So all of those things extend from your personal brand. With all of us, it extends from our personal brand. And even if the brand is just us, initially you are the business. Initially, you are the personal brand, but at some point you have to hire other people. At some point you have to spend money on systems and processes and virtual assistants and other people. And I know I'm not going to be around on this planet forever. I'm not that old. I'm 46, but I certainly don't want to be, running Facebook ads or doing whatever forever. Now I'll do it like we did today, just to demonstrate that these principles still work, right? Imagine if today I just lectured at you and I just said, Twitter's great. What you need to do is run for $1 a day, and you make a video and engage with people, because it's really important to engage with people. And then the posts that are doing the best, you should boost them and then evaluate if they meet what we call our standards of excellence to be able to continue. And imagine if I just told you all of that, and everything I told you is completely true. It's accurate. It's good. But how much more powerful was it for me to actually show you, for us to do it live with Dr. Kim's content, right? Wasn't that better?
Absolutely.
So why was it better, Dr. Kim?
Because you're there. It's part of the moment, like you're present to the moment, and you're receiving it in the moment, and you can be a part of it. And so that's why it's better instead of the opposite, or you watching it. Or for me, I just like to be a part of it and give to it. Yeah. Like, that's my thought. That's why it's better, because I can then, give and receive at the same time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got some ideas where to go with this, Dennis.
Sorry.
I just want to say thank you, Dennis. I kind of got a little idea where I need to go with my approach. So thanks.
Tell your stories, Tom. Now, I know you like to do the Simon Sinek quotes, and those are good, but they're not getting any engagement, Mr. Tom. You got to wonder, why is no one engaging on you when you post those things? It's not because those quotes aren't true. It's not because it's not good advice.
It's not me.
It's not you. That's it right there. Bingo.
And I think people want to add too. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
wanted to say that, like, even just this experience of you like calling us on the spot like that, the thing is, I'm speaking from my heart, and my thing is like, it's not planned out. That's the thing. And I think people connect with people when you're speaking from the heart and you're speaking your truth. Yes. And I feel like that's the thing that gets people and really helps them to understand, okay, I relate to this person. And that's what brings you business. It brings you friendships. It brings you people that become part of your circle, the people that you resonate with and they resonate with you. And I feel like this was a great exercise, and thank you for that, because it's not perfect, but you know what? It's perfect to the point where I was speaking my truth.
And you're speaking. Yeah, good.
So does this work just as we use the 3x3 for Facebook? 3x3 grid.
Everything we're teaching is the same.
You do the same follow-up. You can connect.
Same concept. Everything's exactly the same.
Exact same. So if I am looking for a particular, let's say on Facebook, and go for look for pastors and target pastors, I can do the same thing here.
Why not? You know why it's the same thing?
I've never used it. Yeah.
It's because in every one of these channels, you're dealing with one similar quantity, humans, right?
Right.
It's all humans. We're putting stuff out there to engage with humans on Twitter, engage with humans on LinkedIn. It's all humans, and humans have emotions. Humans have relationships. Humans want to connect and feel heard. They want to tell their story. They want to be appreciated. They want to be respected. They want to be entertained. They want humans, right? So don't think of this as, well, on Twitter, I do this, and on Facebook, I do this, and on the website, I do this, and on an email, I do this. And then, because what happens is when you start doing that, you start thinking about the mechanical components of how things are slightly different. You start thinking like tools and machines. And the more you do that, I mean, you still have to have some technical expertise. So you saw me demonstrate very light technical expertise in what we're doing. But if you focus too much on that, then you miss on the soul and the heart and the connection and the story and the emotion and those other components. So it's left brain and right brain. So you're a scientist, but you're also an artist, right? You are, you're an architect, but you're also a creative person, right? So you have to balance left and right brain. You guys understand left and right brain, right? Where you have the creative versus the rational, same kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So you break
you have
down.
to understand that part, but the thing you're missing is the storytelling part.
Okay. I saw you break down that email into 3 tweets. Now, does that mean that's 3 separate tweets, or is that one tweet? The email, you put 3 sentences from that one email.
Yeah, those are 3 tweets and they're linked together.
3 separate, okay.
Yeah. And normally when you link them together, if the first tweet was good, then people will go to the second tweet and so forth. But if you have this long string of tweets and the first tweet sucks, then nothing else past that
doesn't follow. What about the organic? When you were setting up,
Ephraim, what I would love, this is just like me coming from me, is I would love to learn about you. I know, like, when we're in here, and I love it, you're talking about the technical aspects of a lot of stuff, but I'm like, what is it about this dude? Like, there's something that I feel like I'm missing, that I want to hear about you. Yeah. I want to know about, you know what I'm saying? That I feel like that might, I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but I feel like I want to know so much about him and what he is like, how his life is, where he lives. I want to know so much more about you. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I want.
I'm gonna piggyback on her as well, but then say that for everyone that's on the call, because we're unique in our own way. There's no 2 of us, and no one can be us better than me. Like, I dare you to try to be Dennis better than Dennis. That's not going to happen. And so no one can do you better than you. And so with that, it's about showing up and being you, because that's what people want. That's what people want to see. They want to hear. They want to and why? Because we connect with that. Exactly what Dennis said. We connect with that. You'll have a story. We go, oh my gosh, that happened to me. And now I'm in. I'm like drawn into what it is, whatever it is that you're saying. And so we each, every last one of us, have our own uniqueness that, for me, I'm like, I want to know. I want to know, what is it that you do, and how do you do it, and all of it. And so it's not only just Patrice and I, it's the whole world. It's the whole world. And here's why. Because the uniqueness in you is so genuine. It's so unique that the world is waiting for it. And if you hold back, You're holding back and from giving the world what they need. They're waiting for it, literally waiting for it. And so we get in our head, we have head chatter and say, no, they don't want to know about that. Oh, no, I can't say. And it's like, no, yes, they do. Tell it all.
Right.
Vulnerability is sweet when you can connect with other people.
I'm going to call you
Thank
Kim
you.
the hip hop preacher. You know, Eric, the hip hop preacher, you're going to be Kim the hip hop preacher. That was great. That was a son right there. That was awesome.
Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Unless Thomas is going to say something because his mic's open, I have one more thing I want to contribute.
Yeah, I wanted to say, okay, go on, Tom.
I just finished reading a book that Dennis recommended, I think right here about 6 weeks ago. And I think it ties into what we're talking about and some of the things that Dennis has done on Twitter the last week as we've been watching, plus what he shared today. But there's a book that I just finished reading called Cumulative Advantage. He recommended by his friend Mark Schaefer. I'd recommend that book. It talks about the power of doing things consistently until you break through. It's and I think that's, Dennis has proved that in a lot of the things that he's done in here and teaching us to do is to keep moving forward, keep, nothing, very rarely do you have some big breakout. Sometimes you have what he calls a sonic boom and it gives you a lot of push. But generally anybody who's become successful, there's a whole lot of things done behind the scenes over time. And I'm the old man in here. I'm 63. Most of you guys are pretty young. You still have a chance. But even at 63, I have a chance to break out, even at my age. And so I appreciate, other than the fact that spend a lot of money on books Dennis recommends, they're all good. And I'd pick up that yellow book called Cumulative Advantage. And it's just really an interesting concept by his friend Mark Schaefer. So I did want to bring that out because I thought it tied into what Dennis was talking about today. Thank you.
Fantastic. So guys, how did we do today on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know how many fingers we got. 10. Yes. Love you guys.
It's
Awesome.
11. It's 11 for me.
11. You hold up your toes too. Now, did anyone not get what they wanted? Was anyone disappointed or they felt that this didn't live up to what I said that we were going to cover today? Because if anyone did, speak up now and we'll make sure we handle that. You guys are good? Okay. Let's take a look, by the way. Let's see, how did our tweets do? How do you think we did on the ones that we just made a little earlier ago? We have some of these notifications.
Dennis, by the way, I have a question, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay, so my personal account, my profile, I don't know. Twitter made it unable for me to run ads, so I can't run ads on the account. What do you suggest I do? I can't, if I go to my profile now, right, my ad account is blocked and Twitter says you will never be able to run ads again. I don't know what I did. I was never.
So you ran ads before?
Never. I've never run ads before. So it's
Did anyone?
weird.
Okay.
But
well, the
Twitter,
Twitter bans are difficult to deal with.
Yeah. I think it might be due to the promote, because it happened to me a long time ago where I didn't even know the promote was on. And my account one day from actually posting something which has the word RN, it just got blocked. But it got unblocked because I realized I made a mistake. So it's probably linked to the promote when they launched the promote, when there was a lot of issues around political issues, whatever word we used could result in that.
Yeah.
And then you have to fight to get your right back.
Yeah, it could be a credit card issue. It could be something you said organically. Forward anything. Forward anything you have on that to me. I'll take a look at it. I have some friends at Twitter.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's something I will rarely do because I get a ton of people who want connections at Google and Facebook and Twitter. But for the Twitter, the ad support thing, that's the unique situation. Yeah. So, but also you're in the affiliate space. So anything to do with making money or vague promises of success is going to get you flagged. Even if it's just organic content, that can get you flagged. And Twitter has banned other people for saying things related to COVID or the political elections or things like that. So you do have to be careful about what some of the topics are.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So what if hypothetically we cannot solve the problem? Do you think I should open another account and then maybe just try to, so I can at least run ads, because everything I'm doing right now is organic. All the sales I've made, everything I've said.
Don't do that. Not yet. Try your best, because what works well organically is what we're going to want to boost. So if you're starting with a new account, we don't have a lot to boost. Remember, it's all about the signal. The whole point of boosting is we're amplifying things that are already working. Start from a new account. You don't have any audience. You don't have any history. It's going to be hard for the system to learn.
All right.
Try to fix it organically first.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go back to what I was going to share. Now look, there's Dr. Kim. Look at her. She's got that whole thing going on. That's awesome. That whole like head move. All right. Let's see. How is this one doing? 350. Not bad. And this is all completely organic. 50 media views, so 1/7. So that's probably about average on what we see on Twitter. And same thing for Facebook. But her engagement rate is high. So the people that stop and watch the video, they actually, and it could be that they're not engaging because it's coming from my audience initially, right? So once it kicks into the audience that we selected, these numbers may change.
Okay.
But still a 50% engagement rate, that means that, Kim, you hook them with your energy. So that's great.
Or the head movement.
The head movement. Yeah, that's a good hook. Yeah. I want to hear what this sassy black girl has to say, right?
I know, right?
And Bruno's is doing pretty well. Wow, we got a lot of likes on that. I wonder why that is. So anytime we look at the numbers, it's not just we want to say, is it high or is it low? We want to understand why that is, right? The whole point of metrics analysis action, which is about optimizing, is why is any metric doing well or not? Just like Tucker could be doing ads for Escape Fitness for Matthew Janusek. It's not that we're just boosting or, saying, oh, this is above or below the threshold. So we're mechanically turning things on or off or whatever. That's great. But we need to understand why. So we have about the same engagement rate, 15% of the view through rate, 156 on 1,000, but we have 110 engagements. So why is that? It's got to be something to do with what he said. It's got to be something to do with the caption maybe, right? Why is that? A lot of people are engaging on this one.
Could you also be that?
Keyword, affiliate marketer.
Yeah, could you also be that my audience also have interacted because I really have very active engagements? Could that also affect it? Masking.
That's it. Yeah, Bruno, you said it. Here it is. The thing that's drove these views are these reshares, these retweets. So because Bruno's bigger on Twitter, so we have Bruno and me that as a combined audience is pretty strong, right? So we can see that looks great. And look at these 7 retweets. Who are they? Okay. These are probably are these other folks in Nigeria? Oh, Sabine Smart. Okay.
Yeah, some of them are Nigerians, as I can see.
Okay. Yeah. So that's great. So that's going to cause more people. Is he from Nigeria?
Yeah, he is.
Yes, that's great. He doesn't follow. He's in Lagos. Okay, great. So that's good. So that's the algorithm taking off. There's no paid on this at all yet. So that's fantastic. Now let's see Patrice. It's going well. She's got I love the Beyonce hair going on. That's great. 250, 38. Okay. So I think what it was is maybe I introduced it too slow and we got to go straight to that. If this was on Patrice's account, I think you would do a lot better. And I did this just as a demonstration, just to show you how to build these things. But this is looking pretty good. Not bad. I would make a bunch of them because we like to say out of every 10, you might get 1 winner. So the fact that we made 3 of them here and we have maybe 1.5 winners is a lot higher than what we'd expect. But you definitely want to have more shots on goal, right? Don't make just 1 or 2. And even this one where these are linked together, let's see what the stats look like. 344, about 11. Now these all occurred at once. So these tweets are kind of competing against each other a little bit because they all went out there at once. So it fell down a little bit, 247. And then the third part's going to be probably even lower, a little bit lower, 238, right? So if I have this chain too long, it'll eventually just kind of fall apart. And meanwhile,
when's a good idea to link them like you did that? Why do you do that? And when should you do that?
You do it when you have something that's in multiple parts as part of a single message, because Twitter, people just need a short little message. They're not going to read this long essay. Twitter did expand the number of characters so that you can have double, but I wouldn't just put in 260 characters. I would space them out. Also, if you have something you're promoting, maybe you have the hook here, and then the second piece is the URL. If you separate it out into 2 tweets, you can modify the URL without it affecting the first tweet. So you can boost the first tweet, and then a lot of people will come and see the call to action here at the end. So that's kind of a more pro approach. Oh, look, Blaze Pizza replied. Isn't that cool? Blaze Pizza. Why? Because all you can eat toppings at Blaze is fire. Look, they replied. Facts. You know, Blaze Pizza? That's awesome. What are your favorite toppings? Every meat and every cheese. Same, to be honest. Wow. How's that? Now you're engaging a brand. And let's see, Blaze Pizza. Well, I got more followers than Blaze Pizza. I love eating there. Wow. Jimmy John's. Is it pizza or is it art? I want to comment on that one. Both. See, now I'm engaging on them. So they brought me in. So I'm bringing them in. Twitter's a great place for these short little conversations, right? And you can see, look at how many people are engaging on this stuff here. This is great, isn't it? Look at all these people that are now. So now Bruno's getting more followers from me and vice versa. So when we do training together, that's great for both of us. That's why we should do a course promo together where we launch something. Maybe if he doesn't have a course, he can take our course and sell it. We do a webinar on that. And then we do a 50-50 rev share. Like what we're doing with Alex. It's working great, right?
Yeah.
This here. And then somebody says, what's going on here? Whoever this guy is, probably one of your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you reply to him. So we've got these conversations, right? And because it's public, other people can see this conversation, which then brings in this guy. His followers may start to follow me, right?
Right.
Yeah. See, this is great. Now I've seen his stuff. I normally click like on people's pinned tweet. All right. So when was the last time you've seen someone teach digital marketing or internet marketing by literally doing it instead of PowerPointing, right? How many times you go to a conference and you see someone read the PowerPoint slides at you? Every time I see that, I think, dude, I don't know, are you legit or not? I want to see you actually do it. Don't talk to me about what it's like to be successful. I want to see you actually do it. Demonstrate. If you're a trainer, I want to see you actually lift the weight. Can you lift the weight? Don't tell me about that. Don't tell me about how to throw the football. Show me how to throw the football. And I think that us, especially in our group here in office hours, we're not here about theory. We're here about actually doing the thing. And then when we do it, we empower other people to follow in our footsteps, to unapologetically be you, like Dr. Kim is. You can see she practices and lives and breathes who she is, right? Patrice does the same thing. Kristen's made a couple posts, but only a couple. Those ones that she's made are great. I would love to see more. I'd love to hear more of her story. Even Mr. Tucker here, who's got my orange face, he's hiding right now, right? Why don't we see more of him? Why not, right? Why don't we see more of Mr. Tucker?
Because he's quiet.
Yeah, a little quiet.
At least that's, go ahead.
A little quiet, but working on it. I've got Dennis by my side pushing me, so working on it.
So I know we're technically over. We're past the, we've already done our session here, but what is holding any of us back? Like Jeremy, I know is an absolute boss with hyperwriting and SEO and whatnot. And I look at his level of expertise in SEO and writing and all these different tools. And I think, why don't I see more of Jeremy out there? I know he's doing a lot of the guest articles and things like that, but why don't I see more of Jeremy? What's holding you back from doing it? It's not like you don't have time. We literally made how many pieces of content just now, right? What's holding you back from making content?
I think what's holding me back is just, for me, it takes much longer. I mean, I'm generating ideas. I feel like I have to craft certain things certain ways instead of maybe just kind of putting something out there, So, I mean, you make it look pretty easy, and I'm a content guy, but like I can do long form really super easy and talk about concepts and talk about application. But like when I get down to like, well, it's got to be like just this little post that engages people. It's much harder for me. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now.
So why is that harder? Don't you think it's easier? You just saw something. I don't know. Just share that one thing, just right there on the spot. Just share it, right?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe I just need to just kind of let loose and just kind of put it out there instead of, just kind of, I don't know. I feel it has to be more conceptual and more, kind of more like a long form article. And so I'm still kind of working on kind of getting these short bursts of something out of my head onto paper. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I call that imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You have people like Jeremy who know a lot, and even Tucker's known. He's gone so far in the world of digital marketing. Go ahead and share those pieces. And usually the people that are the loudest are the ones who don't really know anything.
Yeah.
I hope I'm an exception to that. I've been pretty loud recently, but hopefully I know what I'm talking about. I'm not some kind of hypocrite because I'm always making sure that whenever I say something, I've demonstrated it from example, right?
True, that is true.
I want to know that that's the case. But there's a lot of people out there who are just talking just making stuff up, if you know what I mean. They're just saying stuff that sounds good. They're just repeating what they heard someone else say, which might be good, but it's not them.
That's why I signed up with you, Dennis. You showed it. You showed the real version of it. I've seen a lot of stuff. I haven't bought a lot of stuff, so
thank you.
You pulled through.
You know what I wanted to add on to the top of that, and again, it's just something that I've been feeling. I know you were the one that said you need to write that book and you need to do the TEDx talk.
Yeah.
When you said that, I mean, people told me that I needed to write the book, but it's so intense, and it had been intense for so many years that I was like, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to do it. Literally, I put myself like I am totally in nature writing this book, and I am back in therapy writing this book because I have to heal. And I want to say thank you, because this is a healing moment for me. And as I'm writing this book, I'm just like, it's healing to me. And I just want to say thank you that it was you saying that made me open my eyes to say, I need to write it. It does not matter. Do it. That's healing. And I feel that. So I just want to say thank you about that.
Thank you so much, Patrice. And I think all of us have a story inside of us. And think about how many other moms have lost a preemie. And would you not think that their story is just as intense? But they haven't had the courage. They're embarrassed. There's fear. There's shame. And all of us, by stepping out and sharing our stuff, even if it's not perfect, is giving permission for other people to do the same. And you hear a lot of this from the motivational speakers and personal development folks, but it is very real. Hey, Patrice, what time is it? I have 2:27.
27. Yes. It equals 11. Yep.
It equals 11. Yep. Okay. That's interesting.
That's my story. That's my story. And I also appreciate that, because you always recognize that. You always see that the same way that I do, the same way that my family does. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate that so much about you. So thank you.
All righty. Well, you guys are awesome. I can't wait to see you next week in office hours. But don't just come to office hours, right? Don't just go to church and hear a sermon and feel good about it and then forget until Sunday morning next time. I want you to live it out. I want you to take action. I want you to share your results inside our office hours Facebook group. Yeah? Can I get an amen on that? I want to see you. It's only good when you implement, right? The best advice, if you don't do anything about it, doesn't matter, right? Absolutely. I want to see you implement. I want to see your tweets. I want to see you promote those tweets. I want to see all of us engage in each other's stuff. I want to see the wins that are being shared. If you need help on the graphics design or building websites or landing pages or stuff like that, then I recommend using Fiverr. We've got a course on Fiverr. We've got a big webinar coming up with Fiverr. And here's a special thing for office hours, just for our family. If you have some great examples, they don't have to be fantastic examples, of using Fiverr to achieve any kind of goal, I want you to document that, record that as a 3-minute loom, so we can see step by step what your goals are, what you're trying to do, how you found the right Fiverr freelancer, how you negotiated it, the steps kind of along the way, the final product, the result of the final product, where you implemented it, you ran ads against it, whatever it is, achieving a business result, not just they made the video or they did the one thing, but then how did you use that asset to achieve a business result? Document that piece there. You can literally do it in a 3-minute video. I can show you how to do that. And then I will get as many of these as I can into a folder, and I'll feature you in a webinar that they're going to promote to their entire audience base of 6.5 million. So this is inception, right? It's one thing to share something that you've done, but when we share that we really like Blaze Pizza, and Blaze Pizza notices that and they retweet us, that carries a lot of authority, because it's not that I said that I like Blaze Pizza. It's Blaze Pizza giving me authority on top of that, right? So I want to give you guys some authority for your personal brand, where if you're using Fiverr, share those examples with me, or share it with Tucker, or share it with Stephanie at Blitzmetrics. And then we're going to give you a little bit of attention and maybe a little SEO love by linking from blog posts from Fiverr. So this is what Fiverr says is their biggest marketing event of the year, coming up in the webinar, and I'm going to be their keynote speaker and lining up other speakers as well.
I have a quick question. You mentioned a minute ago about you want us to follow each other's stuff on Twitter and other places, and I like that. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way. I've connected with a few people here. I just took a screenshot of this page so I can reach out to others. But what's the best way to connect with each other on Instagram or Facebook? Not everybody's on everything. And
in office hours, you guys should just post in office hours. Tom, you should.
Oh yeah, there you go. Right in the office hours group. Okay, very good. I'll just say
start a new thread saying, "Hey, let's start a thread. Everybody come in and comment with your Twitter." Yeah.
Thank you. You're smarter than I am. Yeah, thank you. Good idea. I'll go in the office hours deal. And thank you.
All right, guys. Love you all. Can't wait to see you guys execute.
Thanks for giving, Dennis. Thanks for
You guys are awesome.
Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.